This is the Troll Patrol. Live. With Justin. FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol. Live. There were people that hung out and watched that entire countdown and then left right before I came on. That's great. Maybe they enjoyed the funny quips that I had on there. I don't have to update that for a little while. It says, check on your right-wing friends. That's going to apply for quite some time into the future. Oh, shit. I didn't get to do the graphic. That was Smokey. He went flying by. I don't know if you even saw him. Usually when he makes his presence felt, he hangs out for a little bit, sticks his ass up in the camera. That's the way that cat likes to do it. Where was I at? Welcome to the Troll Patrol. Live. It's a freaking, hold on. Tuesday. I was thinking about that earlier today. Like, I get the day wrong a lot of times. Like, I've tried to make this part of my signature coming on, going like, it's a freaking whatever day it is. And I get it fucking wrong because I'm a stupid stoner. Anyway. We have a fantastic show for you tonight. Epstein's girlfriend didn't vaccinate herself. We're going to find out what the fuck. Plus, she's asking for all kinds of other accommodations. We got fresh pictures of Epstein. Weird day for Epstein news. We're going to hear from a Parkland mom that's going to go off on Marjorie Taylor Greene. We're going to hear from one of Trump's new impeachment lawyers. I haven't watched it yet. I'm sure he's a dumb fuck. AOC did an Instagram live last night. Broke all kinds of news. We're going to watch a couple of snippets. Plus, have you ever been to Hollyboob? Have you ever been to Hollyboob? All that and more tonight on the Troll Patrol. But we start off tonight. President Joseph R. Biden was in the Oval Office. So you can see it's the top story right there on Bing.
Again, by
President Biden was in the Oval Office signing some executive orders.
The Vice President, the new Secretary,
talking to the press.
That our hearts go out to the families of the FBI special agents. And
yeah, we're gonna
kill, three of whom
we're gonna talk about that story out of Sunshine, Florida, later on in the program. Holy shit! I believe 2 FBI agents are dead. We're gonna get the full details, get the rundown later on in the program. They were investigating a child sex trafficking ring. So, holy fuck! In Sunshine, Florida! What a weird name for a place. For something like that to occur. Irony?
were injured today in Florida. I was briefed in this tragedy earlier today, and I know the FBI is gathering information about how this happened, what happened, but I can only imagine how these families are feeling today. You know, one of the things when you are in a combat zone as a military, or you're an FBI agent or military or a police officer, every family just, when they put that shield on and go out in the morning, dreads the possibility of a call, receiving that phone call. And my heart aches for the families. I've not had an opportunity, nor will I try today, to contact them, but they put their lives on the line, and it's a hell of a price to pay. And every single day, every one of these folks get up and by and large, the vast majority of these men and women are decent, honorable people who put themselves on the line. We owe them. But the purpose of my asking you here today is I want to congratulate the new Secretary Mayorkas, who's going to take on an easy job. Nothing to it, Homeland Security. And,
the easy job.
Deal. Looking forward to his leadership and working with Congress on a lot of issues, including the immigration bill that has, I think, great support in both chambers.
Maybe I was wrong when I said it'd be a while before we got
to strengthen immigration
Biden
system,
cracking jokes.
On the executive actions I took on day one to protect dreamers, and to end the Muslim ban, and to better manage our borders. And that's what these three different executive orders are about. And I want to make it clear, there's a lot of talk, with good reason, about the number of executive orders that I have signed.
Yeah, right-wingers have been going nuts about the number of executive orders he's been signing.
What I'm doing is taking on the issues that 99% of them, that the last president of the United States, issued executive orders I thought were very counterproductive to our security, counterproductive to who we are as a country, particularly in the area of immigration. This is about how America is safer, stronger, more prosperous when we have a fair, orderly, and humane legal immigration system.
So yeah, he has been really heavy-handed.
First action today
on the executive orders.
Worked to undo the moral and national shame of the previous administration that literally, not figuratively, ripped children from the arms of their families, their mothers and fathers at the border, and with no plan, none whatsoever, to reunify the children who are still in custody and their parents. The second action,
ICE has been disobeying his orders
southern border,
and has still been deporting people.
The third order I'm going to be signing, orders a full review.
Once again, showing that ICE needs to be abolished.
Productive immigration policies, basically across the board. And so with that, I'm going to sign the first order, which is a reestablishment of the interagency task force and the reunification of families.
But if this is boring you right now, stay tuned. We got the spicy shit coming in just a second.
On a reputation for what the separation caused. That is the first order.
So we're about 2 weeks into this administration.
The second order I'm signing is creating
they've been pretty bold.
Regional framework to address the causes of
We're going to talk about the stimulus here in just a little bit.
Throughout the North and Central America, and to provide a safe and orderly processing of asylum seekers at the United States border.
Because that's the big push now. We saw the GOP leaders meeting with Biden last night.
And third,
Mitt Romney, Susan Collins, the so-called moderates.
Is restoring the faith in our legal immigration system.
Biden has asked for $1.9 trillion. The GOP has countered with $600 billion. The Democrats are saying, no, we're going to go it alone. We don't need GOP support.
My grandfather would say the grace of God and the neighbors will reunite.
There is
and reestablish
a senator by the name of Joe Manchin from the state of West Virginia. And to put pressure on Joe Manchin, Kamala Harris gave an exclusive interview to
First tonight we hear a lot
about
economic help.
Shoot, yeah, I had to boost Biden up there. That about blew me away. I actually almost came this close to working for WSAZ. They're out of Huntington, Charleston, West Virginia. Kamala Harris goes to West Virginia, gives the biggest news station in West Virginia an exclusive interview in order to put pressure on Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin didn't like it. We're going to hear from him in just a second.
And recovery amid the pandemic. The question.
But this was last Thursday.
Amanda joins us once again. And Amanda, you had a chance to actually ask that question to the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, today.
Tim, the burden for families right now is more than anyone could have imagined when the pandemic started. And it comes at a time when already vulnerable energy jobs like coal mining hang in the balance as the Biden administration looks to implement.
But this is a really catty move on the part of the administration. This is fucking bold.
Issue, as you've touched on. Adding to that uncertainty, people in traditional energy jobs have concerns about the Biden administration's clean energy plan. People who work in coal especially have heard before that there will be jobs and programs to help them transition.
Yes, they've had smoke blown up their asses.
That this time will be different.
Well, first of all, let me say that the president has been very clear that this is not about any existing leases in terms of coal and what we're doing in terms of oil and coal and federal lands. This is about what we need to do going forward to create more jobs. The president feels very strongly that when we are thinking about saving our environment, when you talk to him about climate change, the first thing that he talks about is job creation. And so it's job creation around investing in American manufacturing, job creation in terms of investing in.
And I'm sure that's exactly the way Joe Biden's old ass sees it.
Job creation around, for example, all
he don't give a shit about the moral imperative.
Workers who are in the coal industry and transferring those skills to what we need to do in terms of dealing with reclaiming abandoned landmines, what we need to do around plugging leaks from oil and gas wells, and transferring those important skills to the work that has yet to be done that needs to get done.
Work that many Americans would argue still needs done is some sort of financial relief for people struggling to make ends meet.
Here we're getting to the heart of the matter.
The COVID-19 pandemic drags on.
The president and I are really clear. We can't continue this way, and we've got to work with a sense of urgency. And so we're offering the American Rescue Plan that's about opening schools back up in a safe way. It's about getting support for small businesses, getting relief for families. So many people have been unemployed for almost a year at this point, hardworking folks.
What's up, 16 Tones?
Lost their jobs through no fault of their own. And the president and I feel very strongly that these are the moments when we are facing a crisis of unbelievable proportion, that the American people deserve their leaders to step up and stand up for them.
The plan includes things like $1,400 check.
So Kamala goes to West Virginia to push for the $1.9 trillion plan that Manchin has said he doesn't want to do through reconciliation, that he wants to work with the Republicans. So this is Manchin earlier today. Winch, good evening. So Kamala goes to West Virginia to put the pressure on Manchin. This is Manchin's response to Kamala earlier today.
I thought it was very encouraging to see the president entertain his first meeting with 10 of my Republican colleagues and friends at the White House for almost 2 hours. That shows the respect that he has, the understanding of the process, and the understanding truly of the minority part it plays. So we have to do things in a bipartisan way.
You hit the nail on the head. Let him go be a Republican. Do what Jim Justice did. Jim Justice, the governor of West Virginia, who switched parties from Democrat to Republican, has come out and said, you need to go big. He's putting pressure on Manchin. Apparently, Lisa Murkowski is interested in switching to the Democratic Party. So let Manchin go. Bring in Lisa Murkowski. Couldn't do any. I think Lisa Murkowski would actually be a win. I think she tends to vote better than Joe Manchin on bills.
So does this give you optimism then for a bipartisan COVID relief package, even though
I think a COVID relief package, we're going to be doing that, and it's going to start the process. Okay, we know the process is going to start. As long as it continues in a bipartisan, giving the minority, giving everybody a chance to improve the program to make sure that the needs of our country, this horrible pandemic, the vaccines that are needed, protecting our children and families, and basically getting families through, because it's an extended period. We thought we'd be over it by now. We were told that by the previous administration.
Well, we could have been.
It's coming back with a flurry. So we got to make sure the resources are there, that the economy doesn't
somewhat
collapse, families don't collapse. And
Sorry, do you like the 600 billion top line better?
It's not whether I like anything better or worse. I know that I know we need a rigorous, robust approach to this. I can't tell you where the right numbers are, but when you have a good bipartisan input, you can discuss and debate. That's when you get a good program. And we're committed, and we are committed, and everyone is committed that this reconciliation will be done.
Well, sir, you are the conservatives, so you are the bipartisan consensus. You're the only one standing in the way of this bill at the moment.
Done in an open bipartisan way.
Has the White House apologized to you for sending the vice president?
There's no apologies needed. I mean, we're all in this. We understand that. It was a mistake. They made a mistake. It was, and we understand.
They did not make a mistake. They put pressure on you in the way they should have put pressure on you. That's exactly right. And it's sad because it didn't used to be that way. West Virginia used to be incredibly union. But when the Democrats let their union base slip away throughout the 70s and 80s, they lost that chunk of support. And what is now deep red fucking, like West Virginia used to be solid fucking blue. But it lost the support of labor. And also, there's not a lot of coal jobs left. There's not a lot of coal miners left.
We move on. You can't dwell on those things.
Would you support a budget resolution then that Speaker Pelosi and Senator Schumer just jointly filed yesterday?
And when you hear about coal, it's mainly to make a play for this motherfucker because they need him on board. There's also not a lot of small family farmers. You're right.
That is the only way that we can get assured to get.
Most farming in this country is fucking corporate farms.
Pitfalls of debating. Sometimes the last one went 9 months before we broke the logjam in December, if you recall. Okay, we don't want this to go. We can't afford. So we'll go down this and have things in place, but it's going to be a bipartisan input. That's what we're committed to.
Do you, in terms of like the top line number, do you think?
What's wrong? What now?
Do you think that the Biden administration should lower?
But this idea of bipartisanship is that he wants to work with the people that help facilitate attack on the Capitol. AOC did a live stream last night on Instagram, I believe it was. So.
And I immediately realized that I shouldn't have gone into the bathroom. I should have jumped in the closet. And so I opened the door when all of a sudden I hear that whoever was trying to get inside got into my office. And then I realized that it's too late. That it's too late for me to get into the closet. And so I go back in and I hide back in the bathroom behind the door. And then I just start to hear these yells of, "Where is she? Where is she?" And I just thought to myself, they got inside. And so I hide behind my door like this. Like I'm here, and the bathroom door starts going like this. Like the bathroom door is behind me, or rather in front of me, and I'm like this, and the door hinges right here. And I just hear, "Where is she? Where is she?" And this was the moment where I thought everything was over. And the weird thing about moments like these is that you lose all sense of time. In retrospect, maybe it was 4 seconds, maybe it was 5 seconds, maybe it was 10 seconds, maybe it was 1 second, I don't know. It felt like my brain was able to have so many thoughts in that moment. Between these screams and these yells of, "Where is she? Where is she?" And so I go down and I thought I was going to die. And I had a lot of thoughts. You have a lot of thoughts, I think, when you're in a situation like that. And like also one of those thoughts that I had was, I just happened to, be a spiritual person and be raised in that context. And I really just felt like, if this is the plan for me, then people will be able to take it from here. I had a lot of thoughts, but that was the thought that I had about you all. I felt that if this was the journey that my life was taking, that I felt that things were going to be okay. And that, I had fulfilled my purpose. Anyways, sorry guys. So anyways, as I'm hiding in this bathroom, hearing these yells of these men, or just a man, just one man, going, "Where is she? Where is she?" I start to look through the door hinge to see if I can see anything. And there's like a door here and there's like another door here. So I'm like trying to look through two door hinges. And so I look through this door hinge and I see this white man in a black beanie just like open the door of my personal office and come inside the personal office and yell again, "Where is she?" And I have never been quieter in my entire life. I was just, I don't even know if I held my breath, but I was just, here behind there, and I just start sliding down. And then all of a sudden I hear my staffer G yell out. And he's like, hey, it's okay. Come out. So I'm like, I don't know, so deeply rattled. I'm still processing the end of my life when I come out. And I come out, and this man is a Capitol Police officer. But the story doesn't end. It's a Capitol Police officer. There was no partner, was not yelling, Capitol Police, etc., etc. But then it didn't feel right. Because he was looking at me with a tremendous amount of anger and hostility. And things weren't adding up. Like, there was no partner there. And no one was yelling. He wasn't yelling like, "This is Capitol Police, this is Capitol Police." And he was looking at me in all of this anger and hostility. And at first, in my brain and in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I just came from this super intense experience just now. Maybe I'm reading into this, right? Like, maybe I'm projecting, like something onto him that like, maybe I'm just seeing anger, but maybe he's not trying to be angry. But I talked to G, my legislative director, after the fact, and he said, no, I didn't know if he was there to help us or hurt us either. And G was actually like, this man came with so much hostility that G was sizing him up and didn't know if he was going to have to fight him. Like, that is how like aggressive the situation was in that moment. And we couldn't even tell, we couldn't read if like this was a good situation or a bad situation. It was so like, you know, like so many other communities in this country, like just that presence doesn't necessarily give you a clear signal if you're safe or not. And so the situation did not feel okay. And then he just looks at me and yells at me, and he just go down and then go to this other building. I'm not gonna like name the specific building, but he basically says, go down and go to this building. But he just says the name of the building. Doesn't say anything else.
Welcome.
But we're so rattled in that moment. And the situation felt so volatile with this officer that I run over, I grab my bag, and we just start running over to that building. Now, mind you...
Fantastic. We got delights and desserts.
We weren't escorted. He didn't, like, come with us or follow us.
I do a rundown of the news. We go through videos, different articles. I try to give you a heads up of a very comprehensive view of what's going on. And to take phone calls, and we have a caller right now. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on?
Give $5, please. I would love $5. I want $5.
Dude,
I want $5. Give me $5.
Do you want me to Venmo you?
I want $5.
What's your Cash App?
I have $5.
What's your Cash App?
$5.
What's your Cash App?
I want $5.
Okay, I just said what's your fucking Cash App? How, like...
My Cash App is $5.
Where do I send this $5 that you want, sir?
$5. I want Jamaican money. I want Jamaican $5, bro.
Well, I definitely don't have Jamaican currency.
Don't give my Cash App $5.
Why is it $5? Like,
it's a Jamaican $5, bro. Bro, I want my Jamaican $5. It's not that hard.
Okay. Do you have anything else on your mind besides $5?
What? What up?
Do you have anything else on your mind besides $5? Which I offered to give to you. You didn't give me a Cash App. I don't know what kind of motherfucker calls into a show. It's like, oh, give me $5. I'm like, okay, what's your Cash App? And they're just like, give me $5. Give me $5. Give me $5. Like, what the hell? Like, I agreed to it right off the bat. What kind of dumb fuck?
Give $5, bro. I'm worried.
Well, what is your Cash App, sir? Oh, shit. How in the fuck am I supposed to give you $5 if you don't tell me? Well, that was interesting. So, I kind of feel weird going back to AOC and this insane story of the Capitol invasion after that. But if you would like to call in and talk about politics, religion, or I guess anything else, I'll go with the flow, as you can tell. 917-830-4359. Or you can hop on the Discord. Losing myself within the addiction. The addiction to what? Other than pot, I'm not really sure what I'm addicted to. Sex. I spent a little too much money. A little too much of my Biden bucks I spent on OnlyFans. I need to cut back on that. Well, no, nobody has given me a Cash App to give them $5 other than Sierra. She knows I'll give her $5 anytime. Addicted to patrolling. Yes. Apparently, I'm addicted to getting... Yes, I know you did. I'm getting kicked out of rooms on Twitch. All right.
Or anything like that. So G and I just start running. to this other building. We run down and we run to this other building. And it wasn't until we get to that building that we realize he didn't give us a specific location. He didn't give us a room. He didn't give us a place to go to. He just gave us, he said, go down. He told us to go to a certain level of a certain building. And that level of that building...
That's really weird, because if they were evacuating them out, you would think that like he would be leading them. But then again, like they were in complete disarray. But there was also some plan to gather all the Congress people into a hallway and gas them. Holy shit. And we have reason to believe that there were people inside of the Capitol Police that were working with the insurrectionists.
Was street level. And so we can hear, because the buildings were not secure yet, and this is around the time when the Capitol was being stormed, that we can like hear all of these rioters behind the glass of the doors, you know, and we have no specific location to go to. We're in the hallway. We're in like the Dunkin' Donuts of the basement, and we don't have any secure place to go.
And you couldn't even grab a fucking coffee. Shit. Now, unfortunately, the other headline that came out of this Instagram live that she did was when she compared her trauma from sexual assault, which is far too common. I hate that fucking virtually every female I know has experienced assault in one way or another. And that's appalling to me.
Is because these folks who tell us to move on, that it's not a big deal, that we should forget what's happened, or even telling us to apologize, these are the same tactics of abusers. And I'm a survivor of sexual assault. And I haven't told many people that in my life. But when we go through trauma compounds on each other. And so whether you had a negligent or, you know, a neglectful parent, or is because these folks who tell us to move on.
And she's right. I read an article by a soldier who was comparing like his trauma, how, you know, he was allowed to have PTSD, but we don't think about the village that he was bombing, the innocent kids that were fleeing for their lives and the trauma they felt. It was actually in defense of Representative Ilhan Omar, talking about growing up in war-torn Somalia and being able to come here and become a representative. Rep. Katie Porter gave another account of what happened to AOC during the Capitol siege.
Congressman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez revealed that she was hiding in Congresswoman Katie Porter's office during the invasion of the Capitol.
Bust into Katie's office, and Katie's like having a cup of coffee, like I think the information's still trickling in, etc. And so I start, you know, ripping through Katie's office like a mad woman.
Now I'm trying to piece this together because they were actually on the House floor. And we heard the rioters break in. So did they just all break off and go to their individual offices? This doesn't actually make sense to me. Because I would have thought that they would have been escorted off of the House floor. Like, we saw a video of some of them ducking for cover, like on the balcony of the House. So I'm not exactly sure the timeline she's describing. You
know, poor Katie, I'm like opening every closet. I'm opening every nook. I'm opening like every cranny, looking for where I'm going to hide when they get into this office.
And Congresswoman Katie Porter is back with us. And I just want to listen to a bit more of what Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez says about what it felt like when she finally did choose her hiding place. Let's listen to this.
I hide back in the bathroom behind the door. And then I just start to hear these yells.
Okay, so this is the part we just watched.
Where is she?
So she was in Katie's office.
And
Representative Porter.
I just thought to myself, they got inside. It felt like
I certainly do not know her well enough
my
to
brain
be
was
on a
able
first
to
name
have
basis.
so many thoughts in that moment, between these screams and these yells of, where is she? Where is she? And so I go down and I thought I was going to die.
Congresswoman Porter, what was that like for you? And did you know just how deep Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez's fears were at that time?
Well, at first she saw me, and we waved. I went into my office, and a couple seconds later, she knocked and she said, could we come in? And I said, of course. And she began to, her staffer was trying to describe what had happened. And Alex is really usually like unfailingly polite and very personable. And she wasn't even really talking to me. She was opening up doors.
So I'm wondering, okay, so they're trying to break the doors down of the Capitol. And then, I guess the Capitol Police ushered the Senate, resigned first. I didn't even know what happened to the Senate. We had the split screen up here on the stream. I didn't even know why the Senate wasn't still going. But the House was still going. So I assume they just ushered everybody out and told them to go to their offices and hunker down. Uh-oh. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on?
Good afternoon. I am Private Clan of the United States Marine Corps, and I am proud to say you have been accepted into the competition of writing a 5-word essay on the social significance of Cars 3. Your whole goal is watching Joshua in the Promised Land at military time increment 1505. Then you will watch Leo the Lion at military time increment 1304. Then you will succeed in watching Norm of the North at military time increment 1605. At ease, toenail soldier.
I love the passion that you delivered that with, but unfortunately, you were overmodulating, and I didn't understand a word of what you fucking said. But I appreciate the effort, caller. Sierra, I will talk to you after the show. I was gonna give $5 to the other dude. Cause I'll pay it forward. Somebody once called into the show and had me watch their rap video and paid me $50. So I don't care one bit to pay it forward. Some dude gonna call in and say he wants $5. Fuck, dude, I'll give you $5. It was different people, but from the same area code. So,
And I was like, can I help you? What are you looking for? And she said, I'm looking for where I'm going to hide. And the thing that will always stay with me, the two memories that really, especially as a mom.
Skungle, what do you mean it's your fault? Okay, here we go again. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on?
Hey, man, I was just wondering, what's your personal opinion on the M4A3E8 Sherman tank?
I'm probably against it because I'm pretty hippy dippy.
All right. So, would you rather have the T-34-85 or the M4A3E8 American Sherman?
Do I have to pick one or the other? Like, I can't have 0 tanks.
Why don't you want a tank? That's what I'm asking here.
Well, okay, what's the tank for? Am I gonna go out and I'm just gonna fuck around in a tank and drink some beers and like be in an empty lot somewhere? Like, I'm cool with that.
No, you're gonna drive it around into battle. What's your personal preference on which tank's the best?
I'm not driving anything. And like, why are you calling and like, are you quizzing me on like Call of Duty or some shit? Because I don't know, man.
Not Call of Duty.
I don't play first-person shooters.
Oh, you don't like first-person shooters?
16 Ton said those are old vehicles, that you're out of date. What's up with that?
Yeah, they're all decent vehicles. They're all one of the best.
You're saying they don't make them like they used to, is what you're saying.
No. I mean, the new ones, they have like thermal vision, night vision, that's bullshit. You want the basic American tank.
What's this THAAD?
I don't know.
The THAAD. Do you not know your tanks?
No, that's not a tank in the first place, though.
Is that some kind of up-armored vehicle or some shit?
Fucking 76 80 rounds.
What? Where'd you go? I'm having a blast. Anyway, back to my girlfriend, Representative Katie Porter.
Mom, I think were just really powerful for me was when she said, I was saying, well, don't worry, I'm a mom, I'm calm, I've got everything here we need. We could live for like a month in this office. And she said, I just hope I get to be a mom. I hope I don't die today.
She's got snacks, she's got wipes, she's got disinfectant. She's got anything you could need right there in the office.
And the second thing is she was wearing heels. And I remember her
that sounds like a lot of fun.
I was wearing flats. And I remember her saying to me, I knew I shouldn't have worn heels. How am I going to run? And we went and we found her a pair of sneakers to wear from one of my staffers so that she could run if she needed to literally run for her life.
You mean to be honest? What do you mean? You think I'm jealous? I think you're... What? You think that I'm jealous that you're a better person? Dude, like, one better person, that's really subjective. I'm sure that there are a lot of people in your life that would consider you a much better person than me. Hell yeah, Skungle. No problem if he wants to call in. The AOC story, I agree. Once again, Katie absolutely is a national treasure. Better is subjective. But hey, one of the women that was caught up in the Capitol riot was charged. She thinks she should get to go on the vacation that she booked. So we've got a Capitol Karen. We've got several Karen stories here tonight. A woman who stormed the Capitol on January 6th has asked a federal court if she can leave the country to go on vacation to Mexico. And that she had planned it before the violence at the Capitol building on January the 6th. In the court filing on Monday, Jenny Cudd's attorney said she planned and prepaid for a weekend retreat with her employees during a pandemic, she sounds like a fantastic person. In Riviera Maya, Mexico, later this month, and would like to be allowed to go on the trip. Cudd, who is from Midland, Texas, told the court that the trip is a work-related bonding retreat for employees and their spouses. Cudd posted to her Facebook page bragging that we tore the doors to Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office. We tore down the doors to Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office. Do I think it was wrong for us to go to the Capitol? Absolutely not, Cudd said in the Facebook video. Holy shit. Now we're coming up next week. I've been promoting it. I'm going to be doing daytime streams. We're going to be going hardcore on the second impeachment trial. A group has paid to set up a jumbotron in front of the Capitol, running this message.
The whole world is watching, folks. Choose wisely. If you just roll over, if you don't fight.
We love you. Going to be posted for the next 8 days. Now, I predicted they would have the votes to convict. It looks like I'm going to be proven wrong. Anything could happen, though. And as we just keep dripping what we know about what happened on January the 6th, perhaps the entire picture painted during a Senate trial will convince Republicans that they have to vote to convict him. It would appear that Senator Lindsey Graham is worried about the prospect of calling witnesses and actually having a trial in the Senate. We're going to hear from him in just a little bit. But first, House impeachment managers say Trump is singular. I never can fucking pronounce singularly. House impeachment managers say Trump singularly responsible. Fuck yeah, I did it! Woo! For the Capitol attack. In a memorandum filed ahead of the second impeachment of former President Donald Trump, the House Democrats who will prosecute the case against Trump argued Mr. Trump was singularly responsible for the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol by a mob of his supporters that left 5 people dead. President Trump's responsibility for the events of January 6th is unmistakable, the manager said in their 80-page brief. Their 80-page brief, that's how much evidence they have against him. That their brief was 80 pages. Adding that the former president's conduct must be declared unacceptable in the clearest and most unequivocal terms. So far in this new Biden administration, 2 weeks in, the Democrats are really showing some balls. Can I agree what? So, Trump's new impeachment lawyer was on Sean Hannity, I believe.
Behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. He seems so tough out there. I got to get my elbows ready in case, these liberals come after us. Anyway, here with more is President Trump's...
I promise you, Sean Hannity, I could take you. Fuck you, Sean Hannity. He absolutely could. We already saw, we have video evidence that when they left, they said, oh, well, Trump tweeted out we should leave. And that's why they left the fucking Capitol. Winch could definitely take Sean Hannity. Oh, fucking shit. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on? Well, now that wasn't even creative. What the hell? If you're going to do that kind of shit, I won't even answer. And then we don't get to have any fun. If you're going to call in, at least call in and be serious. Talk to me. Let me ask you some questions. I'm sure I'll come up with some funny shit. It'll be a great bit. Come on, give me a call back. Please. If anyone else would like to call, 917-830-4359. You can also hop in the Discord. The link is down below. Pick up a t-shirt, the Troll Patrol, Right Wingers Are Morons. My own personal design. Just like this moron we're getting ready to hear from that was on Sean Hannity last night. This is Trump's new impeachment lawyer. After he ditched his old team, apparently because they couldn't come to terms on their defense that Trump really wanted to go all in on the fact that he won by a landslide and the Democrats cheated. And they couldn't come to terms on a price because Trump has no fucking money. Not to mention prior behavior.
Impeachment defense attorney David Schoen. David, thank you for being with us. I see that these three things. I see Constitution, and with that, whether or not you have jurisdiction. I see that if they're going to say that was
I'm sorry you feel that way, Willie.
One peacefully, patriotically marches to the Capitol to do that, and we now know from law enforcement, even from news outlets, and even from court documents that this was all pre-planned ahead of time, hardly an incitement.
Yeah. Listen, you've...
Wait, what? Does he think incitement can't be pre-planned? That it has to be spur of the moment? What? Holy fuck. I think they know better. Right-wingers always know better. Then again, Sean Hannity's fucking stupid. Maybe he doesn't know better.
Many of the main arguments that I think are attractive to the American people, they're all right on. But I'm going to say to you that besides the fact that this process is completely unconstitutional...
People working on his campaign, directly funding the event.
Dangerous road
pumping it up on Facebook.
The First Amendment, putting at risk any passionate political speaker, which is really against everything we believe in this country, foundation of the First Amendment. But I'm going to tell you, I think it's also the most ill-advised legislative action that I've seen in my lifetime.
This isn't an assault on his First Amendment rights. He doesn't get to just go out there and lie to the American people as an elected official and get away with it, you piece of shit. I like his jacket, though.
It is tearing the country apart at a time when we don't need anything like that. I think President Biden missed a great opportunity to be a statesman and to have demanded that this thing be called off, frankly. This is the political organization of the impeachment process. There was a rush to judgment. Listen, when President Trump became president, the day he was elected, there were calls...
Oh, they're good buddies, and they got a lot of business connections.
They've tried to use against him. But now we know also that the agenda, Ms. Pelosi and others, is simply to bar President Trump from ever running for president again. And that's about as undemocratic as you can get. Can you imagine the slap in the face that is to the 75 million or more voters who voted for Donald Trump and other supporters, even people who didn't vote for him, support an open political process. Fair-minded people don't support using the impeachment process to then try to bar someone from running for office.
I absolutely do. It is not just about barring him from office. It is about stripping him of his pension. That man is a traitor to the country. He should not be paid on my dollar. And supposedly he's a fucking billionaire, so he doesn't need my goddamn money anyway, right? He doesn't need that Secret Service detail. That needs to be stripped from him. We, the taxpayers, don't need to be paying for that. Impeachment isn't just about barring him from running for office again. I also assume it would remove the ability for him to take presidential daily briefings to be informed of what's going on in our government and feeding information to foreign countries, which I bet he would absolutely do. If he's desperate for cash and he's getting briefings, intelligence briefings, I guarantee he would sell that shit to North Korea or Russia in a heartbeat.
Against this, we don't use our political preferences to tear down the Constitution.
After you make the constitutional arguments, and I know I've known you for many years, you've been in this business for a long time.
Do vice presidents get briefings?
That what law enforcement and court documents say that it was pre-planned, so it wasn't a spontaneous, it was something that had been planned ahead of time, couldn't have been incited by anybody. If the Democrats want to go down this road of witnesses, and I hope they do, because I think the next logical step, I think we've got to apply the same standard to Schumer, Joe Biden. Kamala Harris made her remarks. You better beware. You better take note. They're not going to stop. They won't stop. This is after they burned down the Minneapolis police station, and she was out about that time raising money for bail for.
Who burnt down the Minneapolis police station? Who was it that burnt down the? Who was it that burnt down the Minneapolis police station? Feds say far-right group coordinated attack on Minneapolis police precinct. Right-wingers are morons. They never fucking know what they're talking about. Or they lie. That's a very good question. Yeah, I do believe he did restrict briefings and shit. He restricted a lot of things during the transition. But apparently they weren't too concerned because Senator Harris sat on the Intelligence Committee, so she was getting briefings. Here we go again, guys. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on?
Hey, man. I'm just asking for some homework help.
For some what?
So for some homework help.
Okay, what do you need help with? What subject is it?
What's 4 times 12?
56.
Okay, thank you. What is this weird ass number?
Is he being serious? Shit.
7.
Also, I'm not good at math, so I'm not the one to ask for this shit.
College?
Do what?
Did you graduate college?
Yes, but I took as little math as I could. I'm
dumb. How are you gonna pay your taxes?
I'm a writer. Taxes are fucking easy. People act like taxes are hard. It's just copying one number from one box to another box.
Well, that doesn't make sense because you have to figure how much you earned and then subtract the amount and then you get
you get documentation of how much you've earned. It's on your W-2, your W-9, your 1099, whatever the fuck you get.
But how do you even make your money? You just do this show or something? How do you make money?
I am an audiovisual technician. I actually make videos, edit podcasts, shit like that for people. I have a real job, yes. I run my own business.
So you're a moderator?
A moderator? No.
Like a Discord mod?
No.
Oh, okay, well, thank you for helping me with my homework.
Do you have any other questions? Do you first? I'm better with history, civics, that sort of thing. That's what I went to college for.
Who won World War II?
Were we the Axis or the Alliance? Fuck, I don't even fucking know. The British and the U.S. The Axis powers were Russia, and Russia switched anyway. Russia became our ally by the end.
Okay, well,
Russia technically won World War II. You're aware of that. Like it's a complicated answer. I'm really fucking stoned.
okay, let me give you a lowdown, okay? British, America, and Russia were the allies. Axis was the Italy, Germany.
Yes, I got it right. It took me a second.
So
the Russians were the allies by the end. They started off on the Axis side. Hitler turned on
have
him.
you heard of the Battle of El Alamein?
Alamein? Toenail. Yeah. What grade are you in? What are you doing homework for?
Math and history, of course.
No, what grade are you in? Are you in high school? Are you in college?
No, second grade.
Second? No. There's no way you're in second grade.
I've watched a lot of History Channel videos.
Aliens, right?
Not aliens.
But, like, you're not in second grade. Now, quit fucking with me. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Pilot.
Violence? Is that what you said?
Pilot. I want to...
Oh, you want to be a pilot. Oh, you want to be a pilot. Did you know I got a pilot's license? Yeah. Did you know I got a pilot's license? Did you know I got a pilot's license? It's a license to pilot in your ass.
But I want to crash a plane into Xi Jinping's castle.
So, like, you're wanting to be like a fucking kamikaze pilot. Why?
That was in Japan. I'm not Japanese.
Kamikaze is just like the word for a suicide pilot, isn't it? It's not, like, you don't have to be part of the Japanese army to be a kamikaze pilot, right?
So then were the 9/11 pilots that crashed the plane, were they kamikazes or terrorists?
Yes, both. Not all kamikazes are terrorists.
Wait. There's no kamikaze pilots, terrorists.
How do you know about 9/11 if you're in second grade?
What's the point of 9/11 Remembrance Day?
Good point. You got me there, motherfucker. They didn't say never forget.
Anyways, die in a house fire.
Who? Diane Housemeyer? That was one of the more interesting calls we've had on the show. Thank you, young man, for being entertaining. Are there... The only good kamikaze is a dead kamikaze, right? Because otherwise they didn't succeed. Hold on a second. Do I have to Google this? I don't get it. He thought he said die in a house fire. Ah. Who's Diane Housemeyer? There's like 4 fucking results. You're not a good kamikaze if you live to tell about it. There's a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode about that topic. Oh God, we're done with Trump's lawyer. We'll get enough of him next week. All right, guys, you've got to hear this. Well, that's true, but you said good kamikaze. And I said the only good kamikaze is a dead kamikaze. That's funny and that's true. He might have said to die in a house fire. Possibly. I don't know. All right. This is... Who is Diane Hausmeyer? Oh, you're just fucking with me. God damn it. I thought I was going to look this up and this was going to be some sort of relevance to something. Apparently it's not. Okay, so this is a piece published by Axios earlier today. I highly recommend reading the whole thing. It's goddamn nuts. This is about a meeting that took place in the Oval Office with Sidney Powell. It was an early evening on Friday, December 18th, more than a month after the election had been declared for Joe Biden. How the hell did Sidney get in the building? White House senior advisor Eric Hirschman grumbled from the outer Oval Office as Sidney Powell and her entourage strutted by to visit the president. President Trump's private schedule hadn't included appointments for Powell or the others, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, former Overstock.com CEO Patrick Byrne, and a little-known former Trump administration official, Emily Newman. But they'd come to convince Trump that he had the power to take extreme measures to keep fighting. So, Powell began the meeting with the same baseless claim that now has her facing a $1.3 billion defamation lawsuit. She told the president that Dominion voting systems had rigged their machines to flip votes from Trump to Biden. Powell waved an affidavit from the pile of papers in her lap, claiming it contained testimony from someone involved in the development of rigged voting machines in Venezuela. She proposed declaring a national security emergency, granting her and her cabal top secret security clearances, and using the U.S. government to seize Dominion's voting machines. So Hirschman interrupts and says, "Hold on a minute, Sidney. You're part of Rudy's team, right? Is your theory that the Democrats got together and changed the rules, or is it that there was foreign interference in our election?" Powell insisted it's foreign interference, and then added, "Rudy hasn't understood what this case is about until just now." In disbelief, Hirschman yelled out to an aide in the outer Oval Office, "Get Pat down here immediately." Several minutes later, White House counsel Pat Cipollone walked into the Oval. He looked at Byrne and said, "Who are you?" So Powell makes a fucking argument that she has the proof of the flipped votes in this county in Georgia. Hirschman interrupted her and said Trump actually won the county that she was pointing out. So your theory is that Dominion intentionally flipped the votes so we could win that county. So now, like, Trump is dialing in multiple people on the phone. At this, he's got people from the campaign and shit. He gets Rudy on the phone as well. Flynn goes berserk. The former three-star general who Trump had fired stood up and turned from the Resolute desk to face Hirschman. "You're quitting. You're a quitter. You're not fighting," he exploded at the senior advisor. Flynn then turned to the president and implored, "Sir, we need fighters." So Hirschman ignored Flynn at first and continued to probe Powell's pitch with questions about the underlying evidence. "All you do is promise, but you never deliver." The meeting comes completely off the rails. Byrne, backing up Flynn, told Trump the White House lawyers didn't care about him and were being obstructive. Looks at Trump, says, "Sir, we're both entrepreneurs and we both built businesses," the former Overstock CEO told Trump. We know that there are times you have to be creative and take different steps. This was a remarkable level of personal familiarity, given it was the first time Byrne had ever met with the president. Byrne keeps attacking senior White House staff in front of Trump. They've already abandoned you. He calls the White House counsel, Pat Cipollone, an idiot. No, I got that wrong. So Hirschman looks at him and says, "Do you even know who the fuck I am, you idiot?" "Yeah, you're Pat Cipollone," Burns said. Wrong, you idiot," Hirschman said back to him. Holy shit. Exactly. None of them were able to qualify for security clearances. So they go and like they bring up that in the PAL team had misidentified the court on the first page of their court filing. The United States District Court misspelled district 3 different fucking times. These were sloppy spelling errors, but given that these lawsuits aim to overturn a presidential election, the court nomenclature should have been pristine. Powell and Flynn and Byrne began attacking Lyons as they renewed their argument to Trump. There they go again. They want to focus on insignificant details. Insignificant details like spelling errors, spelling the name of the fucking court wrong. And Trump replied, no, he's right. That was very embarrassing. That shouldn't have happened. And that's amazing that Trump shows that sort of intelligence. So I highly recommend reading this entire goddamn thing. It is nuts.
As a conservative, it's getting harder and harder to not look like a kook.
Speaking of conservative kooks, apparently Lindsey Graham thinks it's a bad idea for Democrats to call witnesses in the impeachment hearing. All right, hold on. Before we get to Hannity here. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on?
Hey, so I got a quick question here. What's thoughts on the Jamaican missile crisis?
What's the Jamaican missile crisis? You're going to have to clue me in on that one. I tried. You want my thoughts on it? You're going to have to tell me what it is first. You're going to have to inform me so I can make an informed decision. We got a little bit of an obsession with Jamaica here tonight. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on?
Hey, man, I'm just asking here. Do you think China's a legitimate threat to this country?
In what way?
A military threat, because we're close to a war right now. You know, tensions in Taiwan. There's problems going on here. They put political and military pressure on Taiwan. China did.
Why do you think that we're close to a war?
Because we have to do something about that, you know? Taiwan's our friend.
Uh-huh.
So do you think China is a legitimate threat to our nation?
That's a very complex question. What do you think Biden, what do you think his relationship is with the Chinese?
With the Chinese? Probably really bad since he just got in office. And also, I'm kind of worried that he's going to declare war on Pepsi instead of China.
Go on.
Okay. And, he's a little bit...
What? Wait. What did Pepsi do, though? You didn't elaborate on that one.
Well, I meant like he's going to say Pepsi instead of China.
Oh, you were trying to be funny.
Yeah. Comedy.
I thought maybe like they needed to get back because of that fucking Kylie Jenner commercial or some shit.
Oh yeah.
So we need to bomb Pepsi or something.
You never know. We could have a whole full-on war against Pepsi. That would be kind of epic.
Wouldn't it though? Okay, so who would win, Pepsi or the American government?
That would be target practice for our guys. We just shoot them.
Honestly, I think I might bet on Pepsi on that one.
You think Pepsi cans are going to win guns?
Do you know who Diane Hausmeyer is?
No.
You don't know? Can you find out for me? Can you ask your friends if they know who Diane Hausmeyer is?
Yeah. She died in a house fire a couple days ago. Pretty sad tragedy. All of her kids died too.
Diane Hausmeyer died in a house fire.
Yeah.
You don't find that kind of ironic?
I don't see what the joke is.
Oh, good. Thank you for playing that one straight. I like that.
Yeah.
What part of the country are you in? North, south, east, west?
What part are you?
I'm in the south. Can you not tell?
You're in the south.
Can you not tell by my accent?
Why do you have a New York number?
Because New York is the media center of the country. So why wouldn't I have a New York number?
Shouldn't that be Silicon Valley?
No. Where is NBC located? Where do they do Saturday Night Live? Live from New York, it's Saturday Night Live. Where's Stephen Colbert? That's fucking New York, man. That's where it's at. Broadway.
Hold on. Different, completely unrelated question. Are you a left, or a right, or a middle?
What? Repeat the question.
Are you on the left side, on the left side?
Of the political spectrum?
Or the right side?
I am the far left, sir.
The extreme?
Extreme, yes. I'm the commie hippie your daddy warned you about.
But you lived in the south. Well, you live in the south.
Yes, I live in the south.
Has anyone tried to shoot you?
Multiple times, yes.
That sounds epic.
Doesn't it though, man? I've had the craziest life.
Nice.
What part of the country are you in?
A side that you're not from.
Is it snowing where you're at?
No. Maybe.
What the hell?
I'm in Canada.
Oh, well, it's like always snowing there, isn't it?
No.
So why do you care about American politics if you're in Canada? What's your thoughts on Justin Trudeau?
Because America's a shit show right now.
Boy, isn't it? What's your thoughts on Justin Trudeau?
He's okay. He's just out there, doing what he does.
Can you say about
really
for me?
I mean, as long as he doesn't declare war,
What's Canada going to declare war on? What kind of army have they got?
We got exactly what the U.S. has. A little bit worse.
Have you ever seen the movie Canadian Bacon?
Yeah.
You have?
Classic.
That's an obscure movie, though.
It's a classic. I watch it every day.
You watch it every day?
Yes.
I find that hard to believe. Who's the star of it?
I don't know. Well,
see, you don't watch it every day.
Have you seen Trailer Park Boys? That's a good one.
Absolutely, I've seen Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, that's not what we're like.
Ricky-isms are awesome. No, that's far more what it's like where I'm from.
Okay.
A boot? She got me. She fucking got me. All right, dude. Thank you for calling in. You've been a great caller. Are you the guy that's been calling the whole night?
No.
Are you friends? Or is there like a whole group that's fucking trying to call and fuck with me?
No.
You don't know the other people that have been calling in?
No, those are completely random idiots.
Yeah, you've been pretty smart. I gotta admit. Well, the one that asked me the math problem earlier, he was pretty smart too. But you guys kind of sound alike.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you. Like, how'd you find the show?
Confusing.
No. I mean, how did you come across the show?
Oh, okay.
How'd you find it confusing? I bet you did find it confusing. Do what?
For some reason on Twitch.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hey, that's cool. I did real news for a whole bunch of years. I'm bringing like real broadcasting and kind of crossing it with the stream and doing something different, you know, that kind of thing.
What's your opinion on the American?
You broke up on me. What was that?
What's your opinion on burning the American flag?
I'm burning the American flag?
Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm for it.
You're a disgrace to this country.
Well, do you know how you retire a flag? Are you still with me? Do you know how you retire a flag? Are you still there? Because you retire a flag by burning it. That's like the proper, like the vets will do it and they'll like salute it and everything. He ran away from me. I'm sorry he feels that way about me. Well, that's been fun. Oh, God. What were we doing? Lindsey Graham? I know, right? I would have loved to have heard his response to that. I'll see your earlobe and raise you a Lisa lobe. All right, back to Lindsey Graham. Unfortunately,
with weak establishment Republicans,
we're going to jump ahead here.
Boy, your sources are dead right. I'm in the body, so it's a pretty good summary you've given us here. The second impeachment of Donald Trump.
What kind of body is he into? I'm assuming it's a man's body. Come out of the closet, Lindsey.
Trump is not wearing well over time. Democrats are in a box. They started this thing in the House. They impeached the President of the United States in Nancy Pelosi's house in less than 50 hours from bringing it up to conclusion. Without a lawyer, not one witness was called.
Same, you're in a box.
Senator McConnell today, I think every Republican sees the House process as an affront to the presidency and due process. So what's going to happen?
I see fucking, oh my God. I see every Republican as an affront to the presidency and due process. Holy shit. Fuck you, Lindsey Graham.
Disposed of under the process of the Senate. If we could get 51 senators to dismiss, it's all over. There's more than a handful of Democrats praying that Joe Biden will get on the phone and call Schumer and say it's over, because they understand this is going to blow up in their face politically.
It's going to blow up if they don't do it.
Senate conference being united.
You forced their hand too, Lindsey Graham.
Wrong in terms of process And I think we're going to have an overwhelming Republican vote that this second impeachment of Donald Trump is unconstitutional. I like the plan that Senator McConnell has come up with. We'll see where it goes.
Let's talk about it, because if Senator
McConnell is walking a tightrope.
they validate a snap impeachment,
McConnell is upset about the loss of that corporate money, but apparently Josh Hawley has been raking in the cash. Doesn't need the corporate money anymore.
no defense whatsoever for Democratic presidents. That's how this is all going to end. We'll be dealing with impeachment after impeachment after impeachment.
Yes.
Then you have the whole issue.
Yes.
Every constitutional lawyer.
These are the motherfuckers that impeached Clinton over lying about a blowjob. I didn't hear them making that argument at the time. Oh, well, if you do this now, then we're just going to impeach. Fox News said it didn't want us to watch that video anymore, so good. I don't want to watch it anyway. The House Rules Committee is going to be voting on all of our new favorites. Congressperson Marjorie Taylor Greene, to remove her from her committee assignments. They're going to vote on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern on whether or not to strip the embattled freshman from Georgia of her committee assignments due to past controversies and inflammatory statements. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer gave House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy 72 hours to take action before the chamber did. However, the ultimatum failed. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on?
Hello, I would like to ask a question.
Ask away.
What is your opinion on the Holodomor?
You mean the starvation shit?
Yes.
Is this gonna play into like the Jewish question and shit? Or are you gonna go full blown Nazi on me?
No. This has nothing to do with Nazis. This has to do with the fact that communism starved out all of Ukraine.
Okay. And what's your point?
My point is, why do you like communism?
I didn't say I did.
Yeah, you did. Earlier, you just said you were a communist.
When I called myself a commie hippie, yeah, I was being what would you call that? Hyperbolic.
How is it hyperbolic? You just said, okay, then what's your political stance?
I'm not a commie.
Okay, then what are you?
Right now, I've actually went into this several times on the show. Right now, the policy prescription for the situation that we are currently in is leftist policy. But I could see myself saying, "Oh, we've got too much government intervention. We need more, deregulation in the market." But that's not the situation we're currently in.
Wait, what is your political stance?
I'm a realist. I take evidence and I evaluate it, and I come up with a policy stance. And I'm kind of wonky about it.
Okay, if I were to say, do you support the Soviet Union, would you agree?
What does that mean? What policy?
I'm just asking. What are you? A realist?
I would ask you, what do you mean? Because I would want to break that down on the micro level. Yes, there are things that I would support about the Soviet Union, but there's definitely things that I wouldn't support about it. Just like there's things.
Okay, what do you support about the Soviet Union?
This is a very broad question.
You just said you would support stuff about the Soviet Union. What do you support?
Just like anything. Like there are things that you.
That doesn't tell me what you support about the Soviet Union.
You're okay. So what you're wanting to nail down is my political philosophy. I've told you I'm a leftist.
Yes, exactly. Are you a communist? Are you a Nazi? Are you a
No. I am a leftist. I believe in a highly regulated market. with a robust public sector that keeps corporations fair and honest.
Okay.
And I am an advocate of democracy. I am
You're an advocate of
big
democracy. Okay.
big fan of democracy.
How about China? Do you feel good about China?
In what way?
What do you mean in what way? I'm just out here genuine opinion on China.
China has made a lot of strides in the last few years on human rights. They treat their workers a lot better. Do you know anybody from China?
No, but I've heard what they do.
I have several friends from China. And it's not what a lot of Western propaganda makes it out to be. Does it have problems? Yes. The U.S. has problems.
Of course the U.S. has problems. I mean, the place is a complete shit show right now.
Yeah. Are you enjoying the shit show?
I mean, no, not really, because...
What's your political philosophy?
BLM is burning down businesses and destroying our economy.
BLM is burning down businesses?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
What businesses did BLM burn down?
Look at Portland.
What did they burn down in Portland?
I can't name the specific businesses, but there's footage of them literally carrying flags.
Oh,
and lighting fires.
You can't name the specific businesses, but it's the scourge that you're so worried about.
No, I'm not saying I'm worried about the businesses. I'm saying I'm worried about them burning down buildings.
Well, I mean, the FBI says the biggest source of violence in this country is coming from the right. Yeah, as the media winch points out, Portland is not a business.
Hold on. Okay, say that again.
Right-wing violence is the biggest problem in this country.
Right-wing violence? Okay, I will agree.
In terms of political terrorism, yes.
Well, political terrorism, I wouldn't say that.
The ADL says the right is responsible for over 70% of the political terrorism in this country.
No, I'd say Antifa is.
That's not what the ADL says. That's not what the FBI says. The FBI says the biggest. The FBI says the biggest domestic problem facing the country is white supremacist violence. The right-wing militia movement.
Okay, my problem. Okay, wait. Do you think people don't have rights anymore?
What the fuck does that mean?
No, I mean, because what BLM says is that they don't have rights when they have rights. I'm not even getting it.
Okay. What was BLM protesting, sir?
What?
What was BLM protesting this summer?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm not in BLM.
There was a man by the name of George Floyd. The state put their knee on the back of his neck and snuffed his life out over an accusation. Now, I'm up on my history. Now, what would the founders say about the idea that the state could end somebody's life over an accusation? Would the founders be for that or against that?
Huh?
Would the founders be for the state ending somebody's life over an accusation in the street? This is like one of our founding principles as a country. Do you see what I'm saying? What, do I have somebody else on the phone now? Who was talking to me just now?
What?
All right, thanks for calling in. It was fun while it lasted. I think I stumped him. I don't know what happened. I was interested to know what his response was going to be to that. Because I like to bring that up to right-wingers. They'll tell me that what they did was patriotic, storming the Capitol and shit, and make excuses for it. But I argue, no. The founders, when they were talking about watering the tree of liberty, it's over egregious acts like BLM have been protesting. I don't know that it's the same person. That was a different person than the person before. I don't know where I picked these trolls up. They've been fun, though, for the most part. Mitch McConnell calls Marjorie Greene's embrace of conspiracy theories a cancer to the GOP. And she has fired back against McConnell, saying the real cancer for the Republican Party is weak Republicans who only know how to lose gracefully. This is why we are losing our country. What the fuck does that mean? I sure as shit did not see Donald Trump lose gracefully by any stretch of the imagination. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has earned herself a spot on the Education Committee, has said that Parkland was staged.
Amazed to know that you spoke to
Here is one of the Parkland moms
what that conversation was like.
giving her thoughts.
Yes.
She spoke to her, apparently.
I told Congresswoman Greene that all I wanted to talk to her about was Parkland and Sandy Hook, and everything else was off the table. I asked her, I actually had one question for her. I asked her.
Now, I can't argue with that. Bitch has been winning.
That Sandy Hook and Parkland were false flags and staged events. And she looked at me straight in my face and she said, no, I don't.
At one point, she said they were. Do you take her at her word that she now believes they weren't?
No.
You know, it's hard for me to believe
that
she ever believed that they were. You know,
That's a good
I
point.
don't know what conspiracy theories do for her, but honestly, it's hard for me to believe, especially after having a conversation with her, that she ever believed that they were false flags or staged events.
Did she explain why she said that in the past then?
Because it gets people riled up. It plays well with her base. It helped get her elected. Has all the incentives to say shit like that. Here's what Representative Katie Porter has to say
Congressman
about
Porter,
Marjorie Taylor
this is
Greene.
such a strange moment because you have the Senate Minority Leader reaching into House business, and as far as I can tell, making life even more difficult for Kevin McCarthy, who was trying to handle this Marjorie Greene situation in whatever was going to be his quiet way.
I don't think he was trying to handle it.
Mitch McConnell's statement tonight and what it means for Congresswoman Greene's assignments, which are currently at stake, committee assignments in the House.
I think every elected official has a duty to tell the truth, to stand up for truth, and to call out things that are false or harmful for the American people. And whether that's, a fellow member of the Democratic Party doing that, or it's Republican Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, I'm glad he's stepping up. I'm glad he's being truthful. And it's up to Kevin McCarthy to stand up and do the exact same thing, or I very much hope his Republican colleagues will hold him to account.
And Kevin McCarthy has been, it seems to me, trying to kind of make this thing just disappear somehow. It is within his power to simply knock Congresswoman Greene off of the committee assignment that she got on the Education and Labor Committee, of all things. The Education Committee, after attacking David Hogg, one of the victims of one of the most horrendous school shootings we've ever seen. But what you seem to be saying on the Democratic side, and what the Speaker seems to be saying is, and Steny Hoyer, if the Republicans don't remove her from that committee, we will. Is that what you expect to happen?
I think that's the direction this is headed. But I want to be clear. I have a strong preference here for the Republicans to stand up and do what is right. I want a Republican Party that we can work with, that we can trust, that we can trust to be truthful, that we can trust to stand up. We need that, especially in the wake of Donald Trump's presidency, in which, real values and real ethics were in such short supply. So while I'm absolutely prepared to do the right thing for the American people, for the integrity of our Congress, my strong preference is that Republicans do the right thing. And I think that we should be looking for them to do exactly
Republicans do the right thing. Oh my God. Katie Porter is smarter than that. She knows better. But yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene has got to go from the Education Committee, because with her on the committee, shit like this would happen. East Ridge principal apologizes after Black History Month theme of All Lives Matter.
East Ridge Middle School's principal is now apologizing after highlighting Black History Month with the theme All Lives Matter.
A viewer reported to us through a Facebook post citing concern in the school's weekly newsletter.
Wow.
With a local advocate and father who says the theme is insensitive.
Living in a time where calls for racial justice dominate headlines and at the start of Black History Month, this newsletter from her child's school is the last thing Jessica Arnold thought she'd open.
I really don't want to be the white lady calling people out on this kind of thing, but that's kind of...
No, you could be the righteous Karen here.
We'll never change it if we don't, right?
East Ridge Middle School sent this newsletter to parents Sunday. On the second page, it reads February, Black History Month. Right below that, ERMS theme, All Lives Matter.
It's a good intention, maybe, like they're trying to let all the kids know that they all matter. But in light of this movement, they're excluding an entire population of their own school.
This email exchange and a voicemail from the principal Arnold shared with us show the principal initially stood by the phrase.
It's even sadder to me that she is being willfully ignorant about it.
But hours after parents started posting on Facebook about the All Lives Matter theme, ERMS's principal, Christy Drake, who is a Black woman, then sent out an apology. In the email to parents, Drake says her inspiration for using All Lives Matter...
Well, I wasn't expecting her to be a Black woman.
Where every child matters. Activist Cameron Williams, who has a young daughter, says this is one example of whitewashing in public schools.
All Lives Matter, the phrase in American modern context is counterproductive to reaching race reconciliation.
Williams says this is a teachable moment, but an apology and even policies only get us so far.
We have got to reimagine public education and what that means, especially to the demographic who has historically been left behind: Black people, Latino people, poor people.
He says real change is necessary, something Arnold hopes passes along to her daughter and students at East Ridge Middle.
I want her to do better. You know, I don't want her to be the same as we've always been. That's the whole point. We can't change things until we educate our children. The next generation is going to be the ones to change things.
At the end of her apology, Principal Drake says she looks forward to seeing students tomorrow. Reporting from East Ridge Middle, I'm Bliss Seckman.
But it was a white woman telling on a Black woman over All Lives Matter. Well, that was interesting. Also interesting, I don't do sports, know nothing about sports, but this seemed like fun. Apparently LeBron James got into some kind of altercation. I didn't know LeBron James played for the Lakers. I thought he was in Ohio. What the, huh? Know nothing about sports once again. But apparently, LeBron had a run-in with a woman
that set LeBron off in Cleveland
at this game. They called her courtside Karen.
This lady, wow. Well, she's pointing like that one meme with the lady and the cat.
She's pointing like that one meme with the lady and the cat. Ah, that's great. So apparently they were in Atlanta. This is the lady.
Just got kicked out of the game for talking shit to LeBron James. For talking shit to
She got kicked out for shit talking.
This is such fucking bullshit. Listen, let me tell you, LeBron James looked at my husband during the game and cussed him out, and I stood up and I go, don't fucking talk to my husband. Talk to my husband one more time and I will fuck you up. And he started fighting with me. He goes, shut your bitch. And I go, you shut your fucking mouth, bitch.
Dad, don't fuck up. Hey. Don't talk to my husband like that.
Ah! I don't believe for a second that LeBron James shit talked her husband from the court. I think he's got more important things to worry about at that moment.
This is gonna be a joke. school and they're blaming these guys. That's a joke. That's a joke. And they're blaming you. That's a joke.
Let's go.
Yo, I truly cannot fathom how whack some of you guys are. Like, and
Is that a filter?
I don't know about you guys, but if my girl was at a game and someone was talking to me and my girl didn't stand up for me, I would reevaluate that relationship. So for all of you clowns saying, your wife's a gold digger, guess what? If I was a gold digger, I would sit back and mind my own fucking beeswax and I wouldn't open my mouth. But guess what? I'm not a gold digger. That's my husband. I love him. If someone disrespects him, I will check him, whether it's LeBron James or a fucking bum on the street.
Well, for some reason, I am pretty fucking confident that she has assaulted some bums on the street. So let's get LeBron James's take on it.
If fans can take off their masks to yell at a player.
No, at the end of the day, that's...
You think it really was a reflection from the sequins? I think it might have been a filter. At first, I thought it was a reflection. I thought it was a cool dress. But like, I've got a girl that sends me videos of her, and it's got that filter on it.
The COVID protocol, if fans can take off their masks to yell at a player.
No, at the end of the day, that's... I'm happy fans are back in the building. I miss that interaction. I need that interaction. We, as players, need that interaction. I don't feel like it was warranted.
Yeah, what the fuck are fans doing there?
There was a back and forth between two grown men, and which we said our piece. He said his piece. I said my piece, and then when someone else jumped into it and said their piece. But I didn't think they were, should have been kicked out. But they might have had a couple of drinks maybe, and they could have probably kept it going, and the game wouldn't have been about the game no more. So I think the referees did what they had to do. It's fine. I don't think, taking down the mask or whatever the case may be at that point in time, would have harmed anybody but the people that was right next to her. I wasn't close enough to her. I don't think any of my teammates was close enough to them. Maybe a couple of refs, maybe. So I hope they're okay. But safety first.
He seems like such a cool guy. Didn't think she should be kicked out. All right, I'm running late because of all the phone calls. It's about time for me to cook some dinner. Let's wrap it up by asking you guys, have you ever been to Hollywood? 6 are now in custody.
People put a blue tarp over the W on the sign and changed the letter D. The pranksters changed the W to a B and the D to a B as well. The sign now looks normal, but not after pics of the prank flooded social media. 6 people have been detained after a brief chase. No word on what charges they may be.
Oh, there was a chase? Oh, we didn't get the chase? What the fuck kind of charge are you gonna face? Just like misdemeanor vandalism, I hope. The alterations were not permanent, and park rangers quickly restored the sign to its normal status. Aww. Los Angeles landmarks are precious to those of us at LAPD Hollywood. And this was way uncool. Fuck you, pig. God damn it. Alright, tomorrow night I'm going to do all these, several Epstein stories. We got some COVID news. We're going to do a follow-up on the nurse who got the vaccine and then passed out. Apparently, the conspiracy theory nut jobs have had a hell of a field day with them. If you're on Twitch, I'm going to send you over to GXG platform. I'm going to come over with you and hang out for just a little bit. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. If you're snowed in, I wore my snowmen tonight for you. Be safe out there. Be careful. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol. Live.